Hey guys! So we're finally back again with How I Came Up With It, where we talk about the recent Toon World story I have written myself called The Next Ghost Child. Now, first things first, I do want to say this. Yes, I went there. And what do I mean when I say I went there? Well, you know how in some TV shows there's always that one couple who falls in love and they're happy together and they enjoy each other's company so much that they get married next and things are going well. But then the next thing things go get a little I guess boring, because then the couple decides to have a baby. And you know what happens? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Because, a baby character, it doesn't even do anything because it's a baby. Babies can't do anything. Yeah, that's exactly what I mean, because I've heard many people say this. I mean, name a few shows that had couples, that had babies. There's so many. In fact, the first I can name was the Fairly Odd Parents when they introduced Poof, who at the time I thought was okay, and still think. It's Chloe I despise, though. And who could forget when Shining Armor and Canes finally had their baby, even though I've been waiting years for that. Seriously, every time there was a new season, I'm like, are they gonna finally have a baby now? Come on, they got married. And again, granted, I don't know if maybe it would have been too early for us to know, but what the heck. So, yeah, that's basically what I'm saying. Now, I bet you're all wondering what on earth, gave me this idea to write this story about my favorite Nicktoon couple, who is still 14 and who I never bothered to age up because, honestly, here's something you should know. Toons will only age is only up to them. Yeah, if they want to age themselves, that's totally fine. They'll totally do it. Because we all know for a fact that our favorite characters, they can't be the same age forever. That's what I kind of don't want for the next Danny, if they ever do another Danny Phantom show. But honestly, I'm just going to have to accept it, though. Which I completely understand. Even when I see fan, I'm like, I prefer them as teenagers. I don't know if I like them as adults. But who the heck am I kidding? Because soon I might make a sequel series to this. That may be happening sooner. That will be happening in the near future, but I won't be saying it much yet. But yeah. Now, like most authors, usually people like to put some drama in their music, in their stories. So here I decided, you know what? Teen pregnancy is a bit of a big controversy in some places. So what the heck? Why not, go into the drama about that? And that's exactly what I did. And although I bet I know what you're thinking, I'm like, Sumner, why didn't you just write them having, doing the thing? Yeah, I don't write that type of stuff in my stories because that's really gross. So yeah, I just had it cut to them and then they're just relax. They're just doing how it would happen. But I'm not gonna go into details because gross. And also another thing I would like to mention is that this story, my inspiration for this story was actually from the birth of Jesus, because I thought to myself, that's a very nice story and a great story around Christmas. Why not make my own version with, some of my favorite cartoon characters from two of my favorite shows and my favorite YouTube channel as well, even though they have a small role in this. And also, yeah. Now, there is one other thing I do want to mention. Now, I'm sure there have been many, people who've created their own, versions of what Danny and Sam's kids would be. Some have come up with sons, some have come up with daughters, and I don't know, some have given them both. Although I know there is, one most popular in the fandom called DJ and Lil, but I decided I didn't even create those guys. Aren't those owned by someone else? So I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna create my own versions. I'm gonna create my own version, thank you. In fact, I'll give him the name. In fact, I know just the name for him. He'll be called Dice. And all that, so yes. Now, also, another thing you probably should notice in the story is that a young snowy angel from the Ghostly Squad makes an appearance in the story as a kid. And now, I bet this kind of begs the question, though. Since Snowy met, actually, this wasn't the first time Snowy met. The first time we saw Snowy and Dice together was in the Ghostly Squad's beginning. But here we also see them meeting as like a toddler and a baby. And I bet this does have you questioning. Does Snowy remember meeting Dice as a baby? To answer your question, no, she does not. I mean, she would have been like, I don't know, she still would have been a toddler at the time and all that. But I did actually go back and read, the Ghostly Squad's beginning for myself because of something else coming up soon, which I have yet to announce, but yeah, so yeah, but there was one part in the story I actually read where they meet, where she says, "Don't you remember?" So obviously, I think at some point they did meet, or maybe Frostbite mentioned it to her, I guess. But since around that time they met, she was a child, and well, she does. I guess maybe there were moments where Frostbite, I guess, brought up to her. I'm like, when you were a girl, when you were little, we all came and witnessed the birth of the Great One's child, and you actually got to meet the Great One. I'm like, oh, I did. That's so nice. And so that part in the story where she says, "Don't you remember?" is about Danny. Even though it was Dice she was technically talking to, who she obviously didn't know, but what the heck do you expect? Now, one last thing I actually want to bring up. Now, do you guys remember in Lost Times and Secrets, in the epilogue, where Danny finally introduces, finally is about to introduce, Danielle to his parents. He says he has to tell them something, and then Jack, of all things, says, "Did you get Sam pregnant?" And yeah, that part was actually a hint to this story. Yeah, and I may do it again some point in the future. But what the heck? So that's all I gotta say for this. And I hope I see you guys next time. Take care.